I'm so amazed at the people who write to me and tell me, young girls mostly, who tell me that they went to law school because of Alicia and that they're now practicing environmental law, criminal law, blue-collar law. They're out there doing it. They talk about how in high school they watched the show, and who knew, and it inspired them to be lawyers. So that, I think, has a tremendous impact. I can't believe that kind of an impact on someone's life. I think it impacted a lot of people in terms of relationships and family, and the idea that it allows people to be flawed and still loved. There are always critics, so the ones that didn't like this side of a story would love that side of a story. So it always felt like there was enough turns to be able to entertain the masses, and that's great television, right?
I think one of the finest shows in the history of television, and I think certainly network television. Cable, HBO and Showtime and AMC, they shake a mean stick. You know, they got really high quality shows, and it took a while, I think, for network to rise up and meet the challenge of that. To do that and have that kind of consistency for 7 years is a testament to the crew and the writers and this cast. I think that as far as legacy goes, I think it's just going to go down as one of the finest shows ever to grace our television screens.
I think actually the biggest legacy of this show will be the fact that it didn't tell people what to think. In a time in American culture when most of the drama was very, very didactic, it was clear what stance the writers on the show was taking. In this show, it has been ambivalent, morally ambivalent, and it's challenged people to make up their own minds about a whole array of issues, and I think that's an amazing achievement.
Great story writing and really serious writing and serious acting, and a show that really addressed a lot of the complex issues that we face in living in this particular moment in time, the complexity of our society and moral issues and personal relationships and how complicated it can be to be married and the career, or to be married to someone in public office. I also think the court cases, I mean, so many of the court cases addressed issues that we're really dealing with, the fetal tissue and drones and guns and the internet and the NSA. I mean, the show really touched on a lot of issues that were right in the news. The gay wedding cake episode, which curiously now just happened again in Georgia. I mean, I love that the show just really tackled those issues, but like not in a melodramatic soap opera way, but in a real intellectual way.
It's definitely in an era of prolific TV, cable, and Amazon and Hulu, and it's like so much diversity that we had a show that was able to hold our own in spite of the fact that we didn't get to just do 10 or 12, we had to do 22 a year and keep the quality of that and the story. I think the Kings were so on point in keeping it driving forward and finding interesting relationships. In my mind, a lot of it's melodramatic and the rest of it's procedural. And they were able to hold the line on that and do something on a network where, you know, you're not given 60 minutes. You're given maybe 43 to tell a story, to tell a good yarn. And I think they held their own against a lot of these fantastic, you know, cable shows.
It's proven that you can use a mixture of stage and screen actors and have a fantastic, strong network of actors that you can kind of follow and have great arcs for. It's, I actually think, encouraged a lot more filming in New York. There's so many more shows being shot here now. Their bravery with their storylines and their investment in characters is something that has inspired other kind of shows and writers, and I think that will carry on. Also, it's just a damn good show. I mean, a good show's legacy is that you can watch it again in 15 years' time, possibly with your kids, and they love the show. And that's the legacy of a great show.